So we've made the game, but once pupils have completed the rock, paper, scissors, you're always going to that question of what next. Now, there's plenty of ways to expand that learning going forward. The first thing I'd be letting to do is let them have a go at it and try and expand what they already know. Let them add a scoring system if they can, using the A and B buttons to track wins, losses, draws with the variables they've already created. We can have as many variables as we want in the background. They can be tracking that with all the different inputs. Possibly challenge it to create their own games, like Snap, great idea. Essentially, once again, they can get their own icons and play against each other. That'd be really nice to see. And also, don't forget the cross-curricular links that we've got as well. Now, maths, we talked about it a little bit there. We've got random numbers, strengthens that numeracy skills. Art, pupils can use that pixel grid to create their own characters or icons. That could be a great way to incorporate that into things you're already doing. Health and well-being. So we've got that discussions around fair play, following rules, and honesty. Honestly, even when I was sort of writing this out, I didn't really think about that, but I think it is. It's a big thing we talk about every day in all our classrooms. So if we can incorporate that into a natural way, you're instantly getting them to speak to each other in a calm and respectful way. We're not taking turns. It's a really nice way to bring that across. It's a really great way to show computing science is creative, meaningful, embedded across that learning. We've also got the idea of inspiring future game developers as well. It's a huge industry right now in Scotland. So as simple as that game was, you've had a pupil that started with absolutely nothing and has then made an interactive game. Now that might just be that little bit of a spark to send them up further up their career and go, this is where it started, this is what I wanted to do, that's what I understand. I enjoyed making games. Okay. It doesn't matter how small it is, it can go forward with that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Ryan, I know obviously people that have, Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg and all these people that are massive in the tech industry, they all started doing this type of thing. And whenever I do particularly rock, paper, scissors with the kids, I say to them, this is how all these huge game designers started. They all started off coding these super simple games. And kids now are crazy about content creators for, Roblox and Fortnite. And this is just the wee cherry, the wee thing that just gets them excited and interested.
100%, couldn't agree more. Let's say I teach NP in game design with the 5th and 6th years, and I hear that every day. That is something that I would say, and it can be something as simple as we got a little bit of exposure in primary, or I say I watched this person play that game. It's a big thing. It's a good point Laura added in there. It's nice to hear that you're actually seeing that in real classrooms as well. So really, it's our job to inspire these kids. So anything we can do at that stage is helpful, and if we can brand it under that gamification, it's always a good thing. So we've got our first feedback session. It's crazy how quickly these are all coming in. Once again, just any thoughts or feelings you had about what you've seen, potentially if you'd like to see more, what you'd like to see more of, if you'd like any advice on directly where to go. I know Laura mentioned with the link that she's going to post the previous one as well. If you had any questions around logistics or things you've tried as well that work as well, once again, it's very much an open forum. We're not claiming to be experts by any stretch of the imagination. It's just about bringing the ideas under one roof, I suppose. We've got Annabelle saying, fab, definitely trying it. Yeah, great, playing Chaos. I mean, the concept of Chaos Tig, that sounds absolutely fantastic to have there, but yeah, definitely incorporate them both. That's great. Once again, it's just about any way we can really get this working in what you're already doing. And that goes for primary and secondary. Is there's all these amazing ideas out there, but if it's going to take a complete U-turn on the curriculum that you're going with, it's really not worth it in terms of the risk behind it, the risk reward there. But if we can sense that we're already teaching the kids this stuff anyway, how can we make it a lot more interactive, a bit more interesting and more engaging? It's never a bad thing. So once again, you've got incorporating PE and computing. I mean, how often do you hear that said in one sentence? So it's great that we could get happen already at such a young age. Simple game, but links nicely with unplugged activity. Yeah, that's the core. And this was with unplugged activity, it can grow arms and legs and go anywhere you want, really. If you're seeing the kids talking about certain sorts of decision trees early on, you can very quickly adapt that lesson to be applicable to that. Flipping a coin real life is fun. Doing this in the microbit class, 100%, exactly the same, super easy to implement. Link well into our set with meta skills, critical thinking. Yeah, definitely, especially that critical thinking and collaboration. That's core. And even pupils that really sort of struggle with the creativity element, they're going to be collaborating by playing against each other. They are going to have to have that critical thinking as well. So that's really good to see. That could be quite easily incorporated with what you're doing already. Done this at S2, very competitive. Yeah, I can agree with that 100%. It's definitely not something that is strictly for a primary classroom. We've got all the way up. I can still see 5th and 6th years getting quite heated about who actually won rock, paper, scissors or Snap even. So it's not about the age. The age is only really as applicable who you've got in front of you. The core skills are always there. I love that we can link CS to any curricular, PE, music, health, wellbeing, maths, literacy. Kids love it and get great. Yeah, definitely. It takes that stalemate away from it as well, and it's not just about we're doing this, then that, then this, then that. If there is a reason, it's a very easy thing to talk about. I think even at, sort of like parents' nights and things like that going on, it'd be a nice thing to bring in about how you're bringing technology and games in a creative way that's not just a case of we've got our ICT time, this is how we've chose to use that hour. Yep, huge focus on our team. Yep, definitely. Game, flipping a coin. Yep, got Michelle there. Done this to the BG in the past. Kids love the game. Yeah, I mean, anytime we can get a real game into it, it's going to be good. And in this way, there's so many decisions that we're teaching into that. So, absolutely fantastic. Right. So, we've had a little look at Unplugged. We've had a very brief overview of how to use the MakeCode website. We could spend hours on that really, but we just unfortunately don't have the time. We've had a look at an activity that we can do now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass over to Connor, who's going to have a little look at how we can incorporate everything we're talking about tonight, but more, let's bring it into what benchmarks to hit and how can we track it and these sort of activities around that as well, which is ultimately, that's the next step for us. The kids have had a fantastic time. How do we make sure it was relevant? How do we make sure that everyone's on the same